Yo, it's Jivu. I hope you're having an extraordinary day today. And just recently we got the newest GTA Online DLC, Agents of Sabotage. And now this came with a couple cars on day one, just like every update does. And so in this video, I'm gonna just go through them, see which ones are good, worth your money or not, see which ones are fast, and again, which ones are not. So let's get into it. So the first one we're gonna start off with is gonna be the Banshee GTS, the one that you see in the clip here. Now I'm not gonna keep y'all waiting, so that's why I'm starting here with this one, which is gonna be the fastest vehicle in the game, as well as the fastest vehicle in the update. The Banshee GTS is based off of a 2018 Dodge Viper ACR. We'll get into the details here in a second, but first for the basics, we're just going to start with the price. It goes for 1.9 million, and to make it HSW, to get it to be the fastest vehicle in the game, is another 1.9 million. And that's not including the upgrades. So there's probably another 500 to a million worth of upgrades that you got to add on afterwards. The Banshee GTS tops out at 172 miles an hour, which in this clip, I'm racing what used to be the fastest vehicle in the game. And that vehicle topped out at, I believe, 167 or 166 and a half. So as you can see, it doesn't necessarily get it off the line because it's rear wheel drive, and the Niobe, the gray car, is all wheel drive. So it's going to have better launch, but every single time, without doubt, by the end, I've caught up to him. And another thing that you can do is if you know any speed glitches, like on the street, you'd be able to do brake boost, but here I'm only able to do a double clutch. The double clutch actually passes way earlier if I activate that compared to if I'm just giving it gas. So that's just about everything about the Banshee GTS. So we're going to leave it there and go on to the next vehicle. Now y'all know I just had to get my hands on this Firebolt early as possible. This thing ain't even out yet, but I found my way, so I got it. And so basically, I'm going to go over it here. The Firebolt ASP is based off the 1999 to 2004 F-150 Lightnings. It's not officially for sale yet, but my source does say that it's going to go for the same price as the Banshee GTS, which is $1.9 million. And the HSW upgrade is going to be around the same thing as well, 1.5 to 1.9 mil. Now, similarly to the prices for the purchase and the HSW, I don't know the exact top speed, but I obviously play tested the truck a little bit, and I can tell it's not crazy fast. So it's nothing crazy. It's honestly just there for the looks. As you can see, I'm racing it against a different HSW vehicle, and yeah, the Porsche Cayenne kind of sucks. I found out during this race that this and the Porsche Cayenne have a very similar speed. I believe it's going to be around 135 to 140 miles an hour, so a lot slower than many of the other vehicles that you have to choose, but it is a viable choice to drive around if you like Ford Lightnings, I guess, if you like the 2000 Ford Lightnings or 2000 F-150s. And that about does it for the Firebolt ASP. So now we're going to move on to the last unique vehicle that we got on day one of the Agents of Sabotage update. The next vehicle on our list could be seen as a major letdown or a major win. And that's because a lot of people like the Accord. A lot of people have the Accord and will now be able to make their vehicle in GTA. But they really did us dirty here. This car tops out at 115 miles an hour. So for this race, I decided to go up against the Pariah because it was known for a very long time to be the best sports vehicle, so I know that it can show a good comparison against this non-HSW Accord. The Chavos V6 is based off the 2017 Honda Accord and goes for $1,420,000. So the thing about the Accord is that it has the best track time out of its class of vehicles. However, the top speed is very lackluster at that 115 mile an hour mark. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is that with this update, they made it so that a lot of the new vehicles as well as older vehicles now are allowed to have a missile lock-on jammer. So it can make some vehicles a lot more, I don't know, relevant than if they didn't have it. But that's the thing, is that they also added the missile lock-on jammer to the new fastest car in the game. So really the only reason you wouldn't be in the fastest car in the game is if you don't have the money for it, which I guess that justifies buying an Accord, but it's also like the Accord is $1,420,000. So it's like you might as well just buy something else. Except for one thing. The fact that this car is just so friggin' beautiful, dude. I mean, like, look at it. It has 3 good points, you know. It has the rear-wheel drive, which I don't know why they did that. I guess because the Civic's front-wheel drive, they wanted to give us a different choice. But you got rear-wheel drive. You got the best track time in its class, so that means it's good handling. It's got R8 acceleration at least. And then also, for me personally, I almost got an Accord like this in real life. It was the same color. It was a 2-door, but it had the V6. It would have been very similar, and I didn't even think about that when I was making this car. The third point is kind of a, you know, some people have it, some people don't, but this car is common enough that I feel a lot of GTA players do have some sort of emotional connection with it. But if you appreciate cars, then I think that third point will be filled in no matter what. Now, I know I did say that this was the last vehicle in the update, but if you listen carefully, I said the last unique vehicle, and that's because they essentially copy-pasted the Jester RR, or the Mark V Supra, and we're going to go over that next. Alright, so I doubt y'all want to hear this. I don't want to talk about it, so I'm just going to make it quick. Jester RR widebody, based on Mark V Supra. wide body. It's going to go for $2.3 million. And it's going to be slower than the original Mark V Supra, just the base Jester RR. It's going to be slower than that at 118 miles an hour. The handling is slightly better. It feels a little planted. That's about it. Nothing fun to say about this one. Oh, the livery can't be taken off. And there we go. Done went over all the normal vehicles. Now, I'm not going to go over the cop vehicles because they're literally just vehicles that are already in the game, but they have a livery on them instead. I did notice with the Hellcat one, there's a slight difference in handling, maybe top speed and acceleration, but it's so slight that you basically know exactly how it's going to perform. But other than that, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned. I got some more bangers coming out soon. Like and subscribe. See y'all boys soon.